Good evening, everybody. I hope you're well. I just hopped on a couple of minutes early because I'm trying to do something technical, which I'm not very good at. So apologies in advance. I'm hoping that my lovely guest has just got an invitation for the live. But yeah, so just thought I would say hello a couple of minutes early. I'm coming to you live from our new house in Portsmouth. So we finally got moved down here. There was a slight delay with the move, but we moved in last week, and yeah, we're getting there slowly. There's fewer and fewer boxes every day, which is a lovely thing. So we're happy to be back here. It's great to as well. And fingers crossed. After Boris's announcement tonight, we will all have a little bit more good news and be able to meet up with people. So I can see that Laura's here. Laura, can you hear me all right?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah. So, good evening, everybody. This is the first Eco Chapter for the guest appearance. So for those who don't know me, I am Jen. I am the owner and founder of Eco Living Ideas. My mission is to create a community and a platform for my customers and my followers to come and either start or continue on their eco journey. And I do that by providing a lot of facts, a lot of information, and sharing the research that I do, and of course beautiful eco-friendly products as well, which go alongside that and which I sell on my website. So here in the community group, it's all about getting discussions going and asking questions and sort of helping each other out really on your journey, because we're all at different stages. And tonight I have the lovely Laura with me. So Laura is the owner of a Trendy Thrift Shop for Kids, which is a relatively new business, only launched in October of last year. Um, Laura started her business after realising that she had so much kid stuff that she needed to get rid of, and that there were probably a lot of other parents in the same boat. So I'm going to let Laura tell you a little bit more about it all. So thank you for joining me, and tell us more about Trendy Thrift Shop for Kids and what it is and what you do.
Thank you. I hope you can see me okay because I'm
Yeah,
not tech savvy, and so
yeah, we
I've
can
got
see you fine.
something on the screen. So apologies, and thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Um, the Trendy Thrift Shop for Kids was something that was brewing a couple of years ago when my daughter was born. She's nearly 3 now. And we had been given so much stuff by friends, from Moses baskets to jumperoos, from bouncers. Then she was born and we were giving lots of clothes. Some stuff she wore lots, other stuff
Yeah,
still had labels on it and never got used. So that planted the seed of there must be lots of other people out there. We tried to sell some stuff on marketplaces, and I was a bit disheartened by those
yeah,
because the quality of stuff that other people were selling and were asking really crazy prices for, or there was stuff that maybe wasn't in as good quality, and it just varied across the
yeah,
board. Um, then I've been able to pass some stuff on because I had a cousin who's a baby, and I love that, being able to see her wearing the same stuff
yeah,
and that ability to pass stuff on. So the idea was there, but like a lot of things, I thought nothing more of it. And then I had baby number 2 in March last year, and probably a combination of lockdown, seeing all the stuff that again we got inundated with really generous gifts for him, and thought there has to be more out there in terms of creating a community of like-minded people who think I do want to create more and pass more on
yeah.
secondhand, but maybe the platforms that are there don't really suit what I've got.
Yeah, fair enough. So what's your mission in terms of the environmental side of things? What's your mission for the business?
So ideally, it would be just to get that ethos of secondhand more common practice and mainstream, and actually show the positive side of what we can do when you pass stuff on and stop stuff going to landfill or waste. Particularly, there's lots of with regards to toys, plastic, and they're all obviously out there. I was doing some research on stuff, and there's like 33 million pounds spent on toys in the UK, and that's on 370 million different products. So if that's all in
That idea.
circulation in a year, so the
Wow.
UK is, which I didn't know either, one of the fourth largest in the world for toys and games consumption.
Goodness
So
me.
it's just trying to get the ethos of, if you pass it on, if it's in good condition, if your kids look after it, there's better places for it to go and be
Yeah,
loved. And if it's sitting in your cupboard and it's not liked by your kids, that doesn't mean somebody else's family wouldn't love it.
absolutely. Yeah,
So that's what I'd really love to achieve, is a community where people can go, they can ask other people, so do you have something for a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old or whatever it is?
yeah.
And that might prompt somebody to say, oh, I've got that and I'd like to pass that on.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell us a bit more about your community group then and how it works, how the process works.
So at the moment, I have an Instagram and Facebook page, and that's just sharing general posts. But for the community side of things, I have a Facebook group, and that's really where I'd love people to join up to.
Okay.
That will be getting the clothes, the items that I have will get pictured there first, so you'll get to see those. If you want to declutter and have someone do the service for you, then I'm offering that. So I'm happy if you bag up, box up stuff and send it to me, and then I will offer you a price and send that on. But if you've got stuff that you've got a couple of things and you're quite happy to take photographs yourself and do the hard work, then if you post that on the Facebook group,
Yeah,
and see who's interested in that. So the
fantastic.
idea is that the community themselves start buying and selling off each other and communicating about what you might want, seeing what
Yeah,
other people have, and supporting each other that way.
brilliant. And so what I know as well as the sort of the buying and selling side of things, you mentioned the decluttering service. As how do you sort of support parents and carers in that sense? Tell us a bit more about that.
So if you have a pile of stuff and it all just seems really overwhelming and you don't know where to start, I'm happy to take that all off your hands and sort through stuff. I am asking for stuff that I'm selling on my website, which you will also be able to get links on the group too.
Yeah,
But the idea is to make it more accessible to sell on, or you'll get a price. And so it's higher end, high street and designer stuff that I'm looking to
okay.
sell on the website.
Fab.
But that's not to say if you've got something that is in really great condition, that is a more mainstream stuff, that
Yeah,
I won't take it. You just won't get anything for it. And the idea is that that will be passed on to local charities, women need shelter, local support groups.
oh, excellent.
And the idea of that is, it's probably, for me personally, to take the photos to post to do, if you're asking for £2 or £3 for something, that would be better supporting your local
Yeah,
community and somebody who needs that. And if
fantastic.
stuff comes in that is got stains on it and isn't fit to even pass to someone else, I'm looking again at what I can do in sending that, so that that's recycled again, to avoid
Brilliant.
that final point of landfill. Some
Yeah,
stuff's been more challenging at the moment just with COVID, but I think it's just been a bit harder. There's some places have said no, they won't take things, and other places have been
yeah.
happy to accept. So it's just a case of figuring out who's wanting what.
Yeah. And do you know sort of if everybody sort of started to shop secondhand a bit more rather than buying new, do you have any idea of the environmental impact that that could have? Got any facts and figures that you could share with us?
I've got facts and figures in terms of like stuff that we don't have. In terms of the landfill side of things, I don't have
Okay.
exact things of what we're saving. Um, but there's like 30 billion pounds all sitting in our wardrobe of unused and unworn clothing. So if all of that isn't being worn, and it's trying to think of the environmental impact of how much water, the produce, the chemicals, all that's gone into making those things that haven't actually been worn.
Yeah. And do you think a lot of that stuff sort of do you think people are just throwing it out when they realise that it's not being used rather
I
than,
think so. I think there's certainly, I've noticed, and this is a personal thing, particularly during COVID, there seems to be a lot more people who've taken on to the secondhand shopping, and there's been
yeah,
a rise in certain, particularly in adult stuff. But I'm not seeing such a rise in terms of around children's things.
yeah,
And again, that's just from people who we speak to. Some people are really keen for secondhand, and then yeah, I still think there's a bit of a perception of it's not the best
yeah.
quality, or people have reservations about that.
Yeah, I mean, we just moved, as I've said earlier, and the girls are both starting a new nursery and reception tomorrow, and I've had to get completely new school uniform because they've gone from being in black and purple to navy blue and turquoise. So I contacted the school, and they have a secondhand uniform shop, and I've got them both not completely kitted out, but most of their stuff, all their jumpers and dresses and things, for £23. And I literally must have saved £100 by and it's all, it's been worn for 1 or 2 terms, and kids have grown out of it. And um, yeah, I think it's so important. Like, it's not. I mean, the environmental impact is huge, but actually, if you just want to save some money, it's so the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why it's twofold in terms of thinking about the future. And maybe since having children, I've been much more in tune with,
Yeah.
for example, my daughter, even toys, she might play with a few key things, and there's other stuff she just never looks at. And again, you think you need lots of stuff, but actually you
No,
don't. And that
no, we definitely have
even,
too much.
yeah, and for a newborn baby, everyone tells you you need so much stuff, and actually you really need so
Yeah,
little. So
absolutely.
that's been quite eye-opening to me. And yeah, the financial side of things is
Yeah.
huge as
Fab.
well, because everything
So, how can people find you to come and sell to you, shop with you, and take advantage of the services that you're offering?
so there is links on, there's an Instagram for Trendy Thrift Shop for kids, and that's at Trendy Thrift Shop 20. And the same on Facebook, and there is a Facebook group, Trendy Thrift Shop for Kids. And in all three of those, there's links then to my website, which
Yeah,
is Trendy Thrift Shop for Kids as well.
cool. And when the chat's finished, will you pop links to those in the comments? Is that okay? But I'm
Yeah.
just going to go on and see if we have any questions. If anyone's got any questions, please feel free to pop them on. I know there's a few people watching, so thank you very much. So just pop those on the post, and we can have a quick chat. And if not, if the questions come up later, if you're watching this on catch up or on, I'll put it on the YouTube channel on the website. And please do feel free to ask questions whenever you watch, because Laura or I will be keeping an eye on it and be able to answer those for you. Um, but thank you so much for joining me. It's been really good to chat to you, Laura. And yeah, I think secondhand shopping is definitely the way to go, and hopefully it will become more mainstream, and people will see it as a more eco-friendly way of purchasing things and reducing their carbon footprint and the sort of the virgin materials that we are using. I think Laura may have frozen. Possibly. So I'm going to say good night to you all. Thank you again to Laura. And please do pop any questions that you have in the comments. And Laura will share the links to her website